I've done a lot of videos telling you about forgotten toy lines. Well, I'm going to tell you about the dumbest one of them all. And it was made for girls. Some action figure toy lines become huge hits, but most of them end up in the clearance bin and forgotten about. And even some of them are knockoff figures released in a different company trying to cash in on someone else's name. And probably the toy line that got ripped off the most was the He-Man line. You can kind of understand it was a huge toy line in the 80s, and you didn't have to deal with someone like George Lucas, who would sue you if the figure just barely looked like something from Star Wars. So the He-Man toys got ripped off a lot. And I'm going to tell you, this is the craziest one yet. Not because of how they look, but because, well, one thing, kind of how they look, because they're all based on Teela. That's right, they ripped off the Teela figure from He-Man and just made her 4 times. That's right, 4 times the same figure. Now they gave it a different name and painted the clothes a little different, but that's not the only thing weird about this line. One thing, even the toy line's name is kind of odd. The Forgotten Warriors of the Universe. Ooh, doesn't that sound cool? That sounds a lot better than Masters of the Universe, doesn't it? And you know what's even stranger? The backstory they gave it. It's about these 4 girls who found out they don't have respect for each other. Yeah, that's really that's the storyline. We'll dig into that a little bit more, but I think it's best we look at these figures now. And here they are, the Forgotten Warriors of the Universe. And they all 4 use the Teela mold. The same mold. They even had the same accessories, except for the shield's a little different. Now, I don't know what they were trying to do here. Were they trying to get the boys who bought He-Man to say, I need more girls in my line, so let me buy these? Or were they trying to get the girls who saw their little brothers playing with He-Man and say, hey, I want to play with my own He-Man, and so they came up with this? Whatever the reason, it was pretty stupid. And like I said, the backstory's pretty dumb too, and we'll get into that. But let's look at these figures. Here they are, and this one right... I'm never going to be able to read the name. I don't think I can do it. I've tried. So let's just have the AI gods read the name to us. Tell us, which one is this?
Warriors of Astrayata.
There you go. As you can see, I would never be able to say that. And here's another one right here. Again, Teela's mold. Oh. Now, I think these were released in France, but they also might have been released in the U.S. I'm not 100% sure. There's not much information out there about these, but I know on the back of the package it's written in English and written in French. French, I should have said French. Remember that guy, Mr. French? No. Not that guy that bitches on the side of his table all the time. I'm talking about that babysitter guy. Anyway, I'm rambling here. Let's move on and talk about the Forgotten Warriors of the Universe. And here's this one here. AI God, what's her name?
Warriors of Venusula.
There you go, right there. And here's another one, and guess what? It's Teela's mold again. Ugh, Teela's mold yet again. As you can see, it comes with about the same kind of weapons and a different shield. That's for sure. And the package has a really sexy blonde lady on there. Let's take a look at that. Sexy. Here's another one right here. This one at least looks a little different. Same Teela mold, but this looks a little different. In fact, I think these figures might look better than the Teela. Teela always had a very, very big thigh gap. It got really loose. But these are in the package, so who knows? But, AI God, who's this?
Warriors of Virgorita.
Thank you very much. Again, same weapon, so what else can I say? Now, let's talk about the story. That's right, the story. Because it's about a bunch of girls that realized they didn't have respect for each other. I guess this is one of the first woke toy lines, maybe. Not really sure. Now, I could sit here and read all this to you, but you're probably not going to understand the words because I'm going to mispronounce them, and I'm going to start coughing. Because I still got this cough I can't get rid of. I was sick 3 weeks ago, and I still, whenever I try to do a video, I just end up coughing. So, we're going to let, you guessed it, the AI God tell us the backstory to the Forgotten Warriors of the Universe. AI God, are you ready? Tell us the story.
Long, long ago, long before the existence of this civilized and wonderful world of ours, There were 4 mighty warriors known as Virgo Rita, Venusula, Spicadia, and Astrayata, living in an unknown, peaceful, and wonderful planet. They lived happily and uneventfully until one day they realized that they did not have each other's respect, and in order to achieve this, they agreed on the use of force to decide who should be accorded the greatest respect. After this evil decision was made, they had to make good preparation for this inevitable and miserable war. Because of this unfortunate war, irreparable destruction was brought on this once peaceful planet.
Now that's a story, and that's a backstory. Who's going to have respect for each other? Can you imagine kids sitting around playing with this thing, and that's what they did, the little girls playing with it? No, I deserve the respect. No, I deserve the respect. I'm the king of respect. What a crazy, crazy toy line. What a crazy, crazy backstory. But at least they gave the time to give them a backstory. These toys, there's not a cartoon or a movie based on it. I doubt the toy companies are giving it much time to give it a good backstory. Hell, even with a cartoon or a movie, it still probably doesn't have a good backstory. Let's take a look at some of these loose. And as you can see, they're ugly and they look like Tila. You know why? They use the same mold. Yeah, that's right. They use the Tila mold. I've only said that like 10 times. And I'm not talking about Tila had a mole on her face or anything. I'm talking about the toy mold. But they do look like that cheap kind of plastic. And let's look at these. Here they are right now. Looks like they're about to make out and kiss. Oh. We can only dream, right? We can only dream. Here we go right here. They look horrible. Don't they look horrible? God, here's another one right here. What kind of hat is that? Is that a hat made out of snakes? I have seen it. Oh, crazy, crazy. I think that's it for the pictures. Now, they actually seen these sell for a couple $100, kind of low end on card. Probably a little cheaper than that off the card, but they don't come up that often. But there are some on eBay right now. But again, I just want to talk. I wanted to do a Forgetting Toy line, and I was like, let's talk about this one because it is out there, man. It is out there, far out there. The Forgotten Warriors of the Universe. Maybe you played with them. Maybe you put them in your Kenner Star Wars X-Wing. No, you didn't, because they wouldn't fit. Well, that's a look at the Forgotten Toy line. The weirdest backstory I've ever heard of. Well, I want to thank you for watching. Thumbs up on my content. Subscribe to the channel. You know all this.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.